Greetings, War Thunderers. This is Longshot, bringing you another Ace Masterclass featuring our longtime channel viewer, Muddy Fudger, flying the Yak 9T in arcade. The idea of these videos is to showcase the abilities of extraordinary pilots in the hope that us average folk can learn something and improve our flying. I would like to make videos on RB and SB as well. All I need is for players to send me live recorded footage and I will take it from there. Okay, so what can you expect to see in this air domination battle? Extraordinarily fearless and aggressive flying from Fudger, with a great judgment on when to engage and when to run, and a fair degree of luck as well as he puts the team on his back and carries them to victory. And to start with, is he side climbing? Hell no. He's climbing straight toward the enemy like a matador charging a pack of bulls. This is going to be interesting. Okay, so he's got his first targets lined up, either the P400. Yep, he's going for that first, except it's crashed. So quickly switching onto the Corsair. And for goodness sake, Fudger, throttle back. Oh, goodness me, that was nearly the battle over just like that. But I'll just pause a second and rewind. Okay, and I'll just take it forward and stop there. This really illustrates one of the problems that he faces in this game, and that is at least half the shells that he fires that connect and actually do damage to the opponent don't do a great deal of damage. And for a 37mm shell, they should be ripping off wings and tails left, right and centre, and they simply aren't. And that creates a lot of frustration, which can lead him to bad decisions later on in the game. Anyway, I'll progress from there. Alright, so we're into a rolling scissors. He's right behind the Corsair. Couple more duds, and then finally he's brought the plane down. So that's his first kill. He's been flying away from the incoming enemies, and so far he's playing fairly conservatively. Now we'll just pause it there. Okay, let's just quickly note the planes that are above him, or at least on the same altitude as him, because he's just starting a dive. We've got a BF-109 which looks like it's diving, and a Yak 7 which certainly isn't. Okay, just keep those in mind as we move ahead. Okay, he's deployed flaps to pull off the turn there. He's settled on the 109, and he's using flaps to give him just that bit of extra turning ability to line up the shot. Now he's raised them and extending away, and then he does a blind climb. This has me really nervous. I mean, if there was an enemy sitting right above him, he hadn't looked to check. He could have been toast right there. Maybe he knew something that I didn't, I don't know. But anyway, we're ready to go again. He's just flying above the stream of enemy planes, looking around again, and he's seen that Yak 7, actually it's a different one, and he's going to try and pick him off. It's easier said than done trying to snipe with this cannon though. There's another dud. Damaged his aileron, but that's it. And there's a lot of planes in front of him now, so he's just going to take his time to pick out the best target, and he's going to settle on that P40. Down it goes. Ignores the enemy to his left, which was a bit dangerous, and then concentrates on this Yak 7, which is taking him off toward the side of the battle, and he's basically going to keep on this plane until it's down. A couple more duds, and then down she goes. Okay, so that's 4 kills in quick succession, and now he is exposed and alone at low altitude out to the side of the battle, and not far really from the enemy's fighter spawn. So he could be in a bit of danger here if the enemy, who are just 3 kilometers away over there, had decided to target him and several planes come over and pick him out. I know that's what would have happened to me if I'd positioned myself like that. But so far so good. No one has singled him out for attention yet. So he's able to fly above the group of enemies in the center of the battlefield and look for the next target to dive on. Here we go. He's chosen the Corsair here. You can see the nice roll rate of the Yak 9T in a high-speed dive. That's another kill. Continuing the turn. Still travelling very fast. But as he starts to manoeuvre, he's going to lose a bit of speed. There's another kill, and this turn is rather risky. Now, I know he's trying to keep the plane low by making it fast by keeping it a low turn, but even so, pulling horizontal turns like that in the middle of a battlefield cannot end well. And yeah, he's decided against continuing that. He's going a bit evasive and he's starting to extend away. Gets another really nice dud on that lag. No kill though. And again, that's a bit of a risky turn. He's turning a bit too close to the enemy planes for my comfort anyway. But he's trying to stay involved and stay very aggressive. You can see all those enemies coming in. And he's basically taking the tactic here of just losing himself amongst all the friendlies down here, while picking off targets and still trying to keep his speed as high as possible. With that plane down, there's no other targets in the area, so again he's extending away. Slight turn there, and then you suddenly notice something that has picked him out. Ducks underneath its attack. Still keeping low, keeping flat, straight, maximising his speed. A couple more shells that don't work. Not going to try and turn with him. He's decided it's time to get out of here. And, yep, the Hurricane's trying to spray some bullets after him, but he's too fast and he's away from him. Okay, so he has a chance to reset after all of that excitement. Alright, it's going to gain some altitude, which is good. Kind of needs it if he's going to dive with a bit of speed. Looking around, all the enemy are low, except for that A6M2, which has picked him out and forced him into a diving evasion. It's a good thing Fudger noticed him, though he did notice him a little late. And because he's been forced to dive and go into an attack, nothing really was lined up for him there. And he picks on this Stuka, and I'm going to pause it there. What he's going to do now is, because of the frustration of his shells just not working, again, that should have killed that Stuka and didn't, he's going to turn after him and try for another shot at the Stuka, and that's turning straight back toward all of the planes he just flew past, including the A6M2, which forced him down from altitude, and that A6M2 has followed him. So by doing this, he's going to expose himself to the A6M2's guns. You've got to be very careful taking blind turns like this in a very busy, enemy-crowded environment. Here's the A6M2 taking out his right aileron. He was lucky to survive that attack, but that is going to really hamper his handling from here on to the end of the battle. Cannot land a hit there on either the enemy or the friendly, or there. It's just nothing's lining up for him, and I can really sympathise with this. Except here's an enemy trying to land right in the middle of the battle. I'm sorry, mate, that is not an airfield, and that is a very easy kill. But where is Fudger now? Yes, he is alone, and he is very close to the fighter spawn at low altitude, and he's going to be forced to dogfight because he's been singled out by a Yak 9. Pretty much any fighter that spawns in now, you would expect to dive at him and choose to attack him as an easy kill. But so far only two have, the Yak 9 and a Focke-Wulf 190. All those other planes up there, lucky for Fudger, are ignoring him and flying toward the main furball in the middle of the battle. But nevertheless, this is not ideal because he is gimped with that aileron damage. Nevertheless, the Yak 9 made himself a target. He seemed to lose track of Fudger there, so that's one of his attackers down. As long as no one else joins the party, he should have no trouble dealing with a turn fighting Focke-Wulf 190. And now it looks like he's free and clear. And he's able to just run away from the rest of the new plane spawning in and head toward the back towards the battle. Ignore that shark, you're not going to get a shot at it. He is free and clear. He has escaped. Hang on, there's a LAR 5 on his tail, so he's having to go a bit evasive there. Looked around just in the nick of time. One of the planes he winged has gone down. So, goodness me, fighter's nightmare. And he's still alive with 11 kills. And he has the luxury now of climbing, regaining a bit of altitude, and resetting for a new attacking pass as if nothing had happened. Gotta love it when things fall out for you like that. Okay, so we have a P-47. No cannons are online, but he can pick at him with a machine gun. Cannons are about to come back, but before they do, he shot the P-47 down anyway. Alright, again another turn close to enemy planes, but so far this doesn't matter. I mean, this battle is falling out really nicely for Fudger. Why not keep doing what's worked so far? Just trying to line up a snipe in that lag. There we go. And now continue the attacking run, see if we can pick out another target. A6M3 in the sights. Shells everywhere, finally get one to connect. And yeah, it's like that with this cannon, particularly as this, see if we can get another one. Doesn't look like it. And again, he's doing a lot of turns very close to the battlefield. But yeah, whenever I fly this plane, I try and snipe, but inevitably I end up just letting loose with a whole burst as the shells just refuse to hit. Look at that, over and under. Sometimes just letting a whole burst is a way to get a target because you can reload. You've got that luxury. Again, another series of swooping around in the dogfight, knocking down several more planes, getting away scot-free. And now the enemy is starting to look like they're beginning to run low on planes. This battle has become a simple war of attrition. Would have been different if the enemy had some fighters that made use of altitude and played the boom and zoom game, but none of them have. They're all preferring just to dogfight at low altitude, and that is playing into Fudger's hands here. He's going to pinch someone's kill here, I think. That A6M2 doesn't want to burn though, so you may as well. And in fact, it's put the fire out. Why do they never do that when I fly them? Okay. So we have a lag that is at a bit of altitude. An I-16, an F2A and a BF-109. Not much left, in other words. And he's going to make a serious try at this lag 3, because it doesn't look like he's watching him. And as he starts to snipe, the lag lifts up into what looks to me to be the beginning of a climbing spiral, and this is dangerous. And Fudger realizes his extreme vulnerability here. It looks like he was being rope-a-doped, and indeed there goes the lag, and he misses him. And then compounds the error by choosing to dogfight instead of lifting back up to altitude and playing that rope-a-dope boom and zoom game. And because of that, he's going to put himself in front of Fudger's guns. Can he get a shot to connect though? But that lag has just wasted his significant advantage by choosing to dogfight when he didn't need to. There he goes. He's paid the price. And that pretty much sums up the enemy team in this battle, I'm afraid. Okay, so we have the BF-109, who's trying to helicopter against a MiG. The Ki-61 over to the side there. A couple more planes are still spawning in, but he's really trying to target that 109. Just needs to get a shell to connect. There we go. Up to 18 kills. It's going to head toward the enemy fighter spawn. Okay, we still have that Ki-61 on fire and a lag 3. It's going to pinch someone else's kill. Yep, of course. Why not? Right, they have a Yak 1 at altitude. That lag's down. That's the same pilot as the lag that tried to rope-a-dope him before and then threw away his advantage. He's ignoring him, just going for the BF-109. BF-109 is also ignoring him, but no kill there. An enemy got to him first. Sorry, a friendly did. Okay, so there's an IL-2. Don't know what happened to that Yak that was at altitude. Seems to have disappeared. Oh, there he is. Alright. So with the I-16 now, and a Yak. That's all that's left. And if only you could get his plane straightened up, you can see the effect that aileron damage from earlier in the game has had. He must have been fighting like crazy to keep his plane manoeuvrable throughout, given how difficult that is right now, just to level it up in time for this head-on. And this is rather dangerous. But, yep, lucky he got a shell to connect to the nose. Down goes the Ishak, and that just leaves the Yak, who's also coming for a head-on. No luck there, though. And there was several sparks off Fudger's nose there, but didn't seem to have done any damage whatsoever. The Yak likes to turn fight, the same pilot as the lag from earlier. And he's going to get himself in front of Fudger's guns again. That is 21 kills, and the enemy are out of planes. And look at that, he has totally dominated the scoreboard. We'll have a look at that again later on. May as well use a few shells to make sure that Yak's down, and his teammates now show their appreciation for his efforts. I wonder how many of their kills he ended up stealing there. At least that's how they would have viewed it. Well, that was ridiculously enjoyable. Muddy Fudger flew where angels fear to tread, somehow emerged in one piece with over 20 kills to his name, despite suffering from the terrible hit registration that often afflicts high calibers in this game. His tactics and skills certainly were not perfect, but the key was keeping his plane low and fast, and for the most part declining to engage in low-speed turn fights. Was he lucky? Sure, and none of the enemies seemed to have a clue how to fly their planes, and that certainly helped. But none of that diminishes from the sheer dominance Fudger displayed in this battle. I hope you enjoyed watching it as much as I did. Also, if you have a truly outstanding and spectacular game that you've recorded live, remember replays are just not good enough for these vids, and you'd like me to feature it in this series, please just let me know. Anyway, until my next vid, good hunting everyone, and I'll be seeing you in the skies.